Welcome to the world of NFT. GaryVee is a whale in the world of Web3. Do you know why? He already got Punk. Ape. World of Women. He also launched his own V-Friends collection. And then another book tokens collection. On top of that, he's got a third collection coming in year 2022. Let's have a look at the recommendations or predictions that he had made for his followers. These statics will help you if you're going to buy his recommendations. This chart will assist you to decide if you should hold your bought collection for a day, or for a week, or a month, or 3 months, or 10 years. Well, this table will definitely help you out. One thing for sure is that some of his fans have made a lot of money with NFTs by following his recommendations. A guy sold a $1.3 million Ether rock based on a GaryVee recommendation. Not just that, also his little V-Friends original 1.0 collection is now 40x of its starting date. For example, if you could have picked up a collection for 0.5 Ethereum, and now those collections are selling for 20 Ethereum, you could have made 40x on your money, and this is just one example. In this chart below there is every single one of GaryVee recommendations that he had made since February 2021. We would figure out exactly how much money you would have made if you invested in each and every single one of those recommendations. And what are the pros and cons if you sold after 1 day? After he recommends a product, or after 1 week, or after 1 month, or 3 months, or if you just continue to hold it. So let's get started. You can see here all his recommendations. We have 20 of them in total. From wrapped Curio cards, the first ever artwork on the Ethereum blockchain, all the way down to Murphs, which is a very recent collection that got exploded without a Discord or a website, down the way to Stampverse. Sometimes even his recommendations are very loose and second-hand, they wouldn't really affect the market at all. Next is the name of the project where he has recommended it at its very earliest date. So if we look at wrapped Curio cards, right next to him are the earliest date that he recommended those projects on Twitter and Discord. You can see July 16th, and then next to that on August 5th. You can see he bought these wrapped Curio cards on June 6th on his wallet 1 month before he even recommended them on Twitter and Discord, which is a 3 weeks difference, so better follow his wallet accounts to get the instant updates. GaryVee first purchased Curio cards on the floor price, which was 0.01 Ethereum, which is insanely cheap, especially for the first ever artwork on the Ethereum blockchain, the day before Gary publicly recommended the project. Just look at the floor price and the average price, and you can see that the floor price of the Curio cards increased to 0.11 Ethereum, an 11x increment from when he actually purchased it. And then of course 1 day after Gary recommends it on Twitter, you can see a pump of the floor price to 0.14 Ethereum. And then 1 week after, it was back down to 0.08 Ethereum. What was that? Is this the GaryVee effect? Where everyone crashes in, and then I'll just sell it, and it goes back to zero? Well, actually not. You can see it was back up to 0.24 Ethereum after 1 month, and to 0.53 Ethereum after 3 months. And until now, it was up to 0.40 Ethereum to this date. So, if you're going to buy his recommendations, you should do a complete research accordingly. For a day, for a week, for a month, or 3 months, or 10 years. You can easily get your potential ROI on each one of GaryVee's recommendations by comparing these values. Now, let's have a look on his recommendation in the second column. World of Women. When Gary bought it, obviously it was the same price as someone bought it at day 1. Before he recommended it, it was still the same price. But 1 day after, when GaryVee recommended World of Women, it was actually down to minus 25% of its floor price. And then crowd crashes in, which were obviously his die-hard fans. And after 1 week, it again rise up to 350%. Later, 1 month after, it rises to almost 2,375%. And after 3 months it was 2,088%, which continuously rose to almost 11,000% on your money. If you continue to hold World of Women on Gary's advice. Also, don't go following his advice so blindly at the same time. Before that, just have a look at the plasma bears. This case is a little fluctuating. GaryVee bought this one when it was already pumping. And then after one day when he recommended it, plasma bears was actually down by 73% on the floor price. But of course his own fans came to rescue him. And when he promoted this OG project on his accounts, the floor price again rise to 108% from where he bought it. After 1 week it was 50% up and after 1 month it was almost 200% up. You can easily evaluate the rise and fall from the chart values before investing here blindly. And let's suppose you did follow every single one of GaryVee's recommendations. Then, what sort of result would you get? The World of Women and the plasma bears. They're the ones that absolutely skyrocket through the atmosphere. Although you should also take care of those ones that plunge into the depths of hell. Calculate carefully before making a move. The Curio cards is really skewing here. After he waited so long until he promoted it, by the given chart's calculations we can assume that it's about an average 17 increase in assists. If you copy trade his wallet, GaryVee always says that this is 10-year vision plan. The more we can wait, the better the returns on average, is if you bought when GaryVee buys. You're up 1,300%. But if you bought later the day after GaryVee recommended it, you'd be barely up 300% on your money. And also GaryVee is promoting less and less tokens these days. Now the question arises, how do we know when is he buying? Well, he actually has 2 wallets on OpenSea. One is his GaryVee wallet, which is his more public wallet, which most people know about. But he actually has a second wallet called Kennedy Wallet, which apparently is his original name. Here we can be ahead of most of his other followers in investing your money. So keep an eye on both accounts before every time he makes an announcement. Best of luck with your trading. Until next video. Take care.